Yeah, that's good. Let's go. So yeah, this Elise game, why did you want to look at this?
So Elise is a champ that I'm trying to pick up. And I figured like preseason's like a pretty good
Mm-hmm.
time to start obviously learning.
Yeah.
Um, this game specifically I picked because
Mm-hmm.
I felt I had a pretty decent early game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I kind of felt pretty lost like mid game, and I think that ended up kind of like Graves ended up like snowballing and
Okay.
was just way more useful to me. And
Mm-hmm.
not really sure. Like I just felt lost. I didn't know what I did wrong.
Okay, no worries, man. This is probably gonna be good then.
Yeah.
Jungling is like a very different role to most like other roles because your mentality is like gonna be fucking huge. So I don't know if you've like seen my stuff before, but um I love it how your synopsis of this game is about Graves.
Mhm.
Because that just tells me you're thinking about the most important thing, which is always him. Um,
Right.
so like within a game, right? So League is a 5v5, but there are like four kind of games within that big game. There's a 1v1, there's a 1v1, there's a 1v1, there's a 2v2. You're going to be 1v1ing, even if you're not directly 1v1ing Graves, but you're 1v1ing him for the whole game. Where is he? Pinging him, meeting him, counter ganking him, and all this stuff, right? So if you're not thinking
Mhm.
about the enemy jungle like the whole time, you're not gonna get to like Chow. So that's like good, like how you summarize the game. Do you do that by the way? Like, doesn't matter like what champion you play. Like your first thought is like what they might do at level 1 and stuff, an early game.
Yeah, what they do typically dictates what I want to do. So it's like,
Nice. I
or
like it.
at least it influences it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't just want to like go into a game blind playing your champion. You should think
Yeah.
about like how it interacts with enemy champion. Yeah. So in this game
Yeah.
already, like
Exactly.
I think Graves is level 1 is stronger at, so
Yes.
he can. There it is. So he can like potentially think about hitting you here. But then the other question, like if he does level 1 invade you, he's always going to do it with his teammates. So you have to think like, well, if our level 1 is stronger than theirs, right? So I don't
Mhm.
know who their bot lane is because you've got a sailor ad, but or like your bot
Oh
lane.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this guy. I don't know what champion that is. It's aftershock
It's a
something.
moo.
It's a
It's a
Mumu.
moo.
Okay. So
Yep.
in terms of like 1v1, like bot side here 4v4, because that's probably what it will be. If they
Mhm.
late invade or he invades you, like who's stronger do you think?
I would assume them.
Yeah, so why? What are like the details you see?
I think a moo having double Q is a big factor. Um,
Hmm.
but also I think Katarina level 1 is just pretty underwhelming, especially compared to Rumble.
Yeah.
Whoop. Uh, and like we mentioned, Elise level 1 is pretty pathetic. Graves level 1 is
Yeah.
like above average. So,
Yeah, I agree with all that. So this is a Mumu.
yep. Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly what you said. Like Cat is not a champion. Fuck, I mean, I'm just thinking in my head if she starts E and then just Conqueror stacks because they're focusing someone else, but there's no way, right? It's so unrealistic. And yeah,
Yeah, I don't
Seraphine
think
is not going to do much. Like Comet, yeah, she's going to poke. What does she do after like using her Q? Nothing, or E? Pyke is fucking good, but their comp is just too strong, right? So the first thing in my head would be about covering level 1 and making sure you don't get like, you don't just like lose the game straight away.
right.
And I mean, Elise is actually a champion where you don't really need red buff that much, but yeah, I'm just thinking in my head, like, if you can try to start red, so you actually have some sort of power if he tries to, like, hit you somewhere, like at level 2 or some shit, but I don't think it's, like, important on Elise. Um,
Mhm. I
um,
actually ended up starting blue buff. Um,
are you blue side or red side?
we are blue, I believe. Yeah, blue side. Yeah.
Blue side, okay. Yeah, starting blue, I think, is, like, fine, because you don't really want to, like, be near the level 1 invade, and even if you're there, like, what do you do? Like, you have to give up
That's
red
what I was
anyway.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you can just, like, trade sides, right? Like, trade red buff. Let's
right.
get rid of
I
a
did
Mumu.
I did level 1 ward the top pixel brush though, and afterwards I was kind of thinking that's kind of useless, but
Yeah, let's see how it plays out. I mean, like, Graves can go over both pits, right? So, if you're going to ward anyway, you should probably just ward the buff itself, or maybe, like, the middle of the river, if anything.
right.
Because he can just go through the pits, right? Like if I'm to invade on Graves, like I'm Eing over Baron or Dragon Pit and just sprinting at like that other side of the map. Like a
Yeah,
pixel brush
100%.
doesn't actually see. Like fucking Canyon did this on Kane, where I'm pretty sure they had someone even sitting here. What the? And Canyon pretty much just like went like this, and that range is actually out of range of pixel. So he like snuck through to their walls and just got like a big lead from level 1.
Yeah, I think I was actually watching that game.
Yeah, it's sick, right? How he fucking
Possibly.
jungles.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't skill anything here just because you don't know 100% what's gonna happen, right? Like,
Mhm.
or at least they have a Panth top as well. Like even here, bro, like both sides of the map are actually so fucky level 1 because they can late invade your top side here as well. Like if Panth starts W, it's kind of
Yeah, I
scary, right?
agree. Yeah.
So yeah, just don't skill anything until you know 100% when the buff spawns. That's it. Or like even if you're a laner, even on the first wave, you don't have to skill anything. You just react to what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and that ward like isn't probably going to do much against the Graves. Like if I were you, I'd try to maybe put one down bot side. Maybe I mean
On my red buff,
yeah,
maybe. And then yeah.
because you should be okay here. But yeah,
Right.
let's go. Is it better to start Q or W on Elise? I've not fucking like seen this champ in ages. Doesn't like
So
coaching.
yeah, I'm actually not completely sure, honestly.
Oh, because yeah, you're like testing her out, right? Yeah.
Pretty new. Yeah. I just kind of imagine Q because I was planning on smiting my blue buff, but
Yeah, okay. I mean, you can just look that up, right? Like, it takes 2 seconds
yeah,
to UGG
exactly.
it or something.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's have a look. Right, blue buff. Where does Graves start? So Panth runs up early as fuck, so I'm assuming off of this the Graves started at blue. But is there a... Do you see, like, this, Kross, how, like, there's a potential here where they late invade your red? See this?
Yes. Yeah.
So,
absolutely, I see it. Yeah.
normally, like, the timing is 120, right? Where they're going to sit in pixel and then they go... And your red buff's gone here and you don't know. And Graves is going to be like a quadrant clear of you, maybe. Unless you can like somehow read the map and know that he's done it. Based on like where their bot lane maybe runs to lane. So if their bot lane goes through your tri-brush, after your Gromp, you should probably think about running to his red buff. Or you can hit walls. So let's just think about that situation, right? So if they actually did this, yeah, and their bot lane runs through like this after leashing, you're on Gromp at that point, right?
Yeah.
So how would you like react to that? So Graves is on your red buff. Oh my god, you've lost red. What do you do after your Gromp?
I would imagine run to his red, but
So you're gonna go like this, okay? What about, because this lane is gonna have Prior Rumble, the Pantheon will probably have Prior, and what about if Rumble has got like a ward here to cover this? Because every like jungler bro who starts at your red buff is going to think about what the obvious move is for you afterwards, which is to do this. I still think you can do it, but I think you should do it after level 3. So after your Gromp, just do walls, and then we play like the map. Then we can react. Maybe even after your walls, like if your bot lane is, I mean, it's Pyke Seraphine. Oh my god. Yeah, if your bot lane had some sort of power, like maybe you could just chase down the Graves. But again, like mid's not going to have Prior, right? So even after walls, you can think about potentially doing this if Cat's 2, but we'll just have to see like what the map is. But yeah.
Yeah, my game plan actually was to play around mid just because I knew that Rumble would be pretty much perma pushing. It actually goes pretty well. But...
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, I think it's good. Like, I don't know if the Rumble's going to do that, right? Until he actually does it. Like, he should do it, you're right. But here I can see that he's kind of like past the, or closer to the wave than Cat is. So yeah, he's probably like securing Prior, right? So it's good to hit him. But yeah. Does that make sense? Like that situation, like that late invade, just make sure you cover it, bro.
Yeah.
Like level 1 is super important. It's the most important level.
Yeah, I kind of lucked out here, you're right. Graves definitely could have been on my red.
Like if that's Tarzaned and he sees those level 1s, he's probably going to late invade you.
100%,
yeah. Yeah, so I'm guessing he started blue. I'm guessing, but it's very hard to like actually tell.
Right.
Who are the other junglers you play, by the way, Kross?
So mostly like bruisers. So like Hecarim, Trundle, Volibear.
Okay.
Some Graves. But
on Hecarim, do you just full clear every game? Like first clear?
It kind of depends. First clear, typically, yeah. If I have a lane that has like really good setup though, I can try to play. So like for example, if I had, I don't know, like a LeBlanc mid or something.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of easy to play for.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of dependent.
I think yeah, just like I mean, in my head, it just sounds like so simplified. But if you're playing Hecarim, like you can be a champion at level 3. So if you think like you just look mid here, like Rumble's obviously unkillable if you're playing Hecarim. Even Elise, I don't think you can kill him. But if you just look mid and he's like 200 HP, what is stopping you on any champion from running mid? I think like the only other champions you probably wouldn't do it on are like Evelyn and where their level 3 is actually still like kind of shitty, right?
Right.
So what I'm getting at is like jungling is all about just reacting to information that you're given. So mid lane, like I said, if Rumble's full HP, he looks unkillable. Unless you actually like want to full wait for him. Okay, now he looks kind of killable because Cat will hit like 3 first, so this is fine. But like even that HP diff changes like the game and how you should like path in a way, if that makes sense. So you have to be like super aware of like what's happening in lanes at all times and like where waves will be, who will hit like, you know, levels and stuff, because you never want to gank like a Katarina when she's like level 1 and shit, right? Like you're probably just wasting time. But yeah, this move I actually fucking really like, and I'm actually surprised you do it. Just because you've got a master border. Please do not take offense.
No worries. I completely get it.
Also check his runes, because he might have bone plating and you never kill him. So
that's
like
true.
yeah, just make sure like this guy doesn't have fucking bone plating here. I still don't think you like kill him. But I think this is worth because trading flash as melee champion, like next time you do it is so broken. Holy shit.
I actually commit for it, but it ends up being a 1-for-1, so I wasn't really sure how good. Obviously it's not the best for Cat.
I don't think it's that good, honestly.
Yeah.
Because now Graves is like, yes, you get a kill, but Graves, I mean, maybe he can't really do much to you, but I wouldn't be surprised, like, after his walls, if he saw you do that, like, maybe you're... I still think it's fucking impossible for him to, like, do anything to your bot side there. Yeah, there he is, so he's top side.
Catch the wave. Yeah.
But I still think this is, I still think I would rather be Graves here still, honestly. Because now you, like, I mean... I'm trying to find, like, a reason. It just doesn't feel, like, good, like...
I definitely get what you mean, because I felt the same way. Like, I was like,
now you just chill, right? It's just because Cat ignites and you're, like, committed to it. Like, once you get flash, just chill. Yeah, in my head, I'm like, this shouldn't happen because you shouldn't actually go for the dive. So I guess, like, that's just the point here. Like, you should just ping her off if you don't think you can do it.
Right.
It's not so bad, I guess. Because, yeah, like, I'm just thinking of Graves' counterplay. So in my head, I thought, oh, maybe Ashley does have, like, some sort of immediate play here.
I feel like he could hold the mid wave and get a lot of value out of that, but I don't know.
Yeah, or that maybe, like, let's just say he finishes Raptors. Like, what's stopping him from ganking Cat? Maybe killing it. And then he, like, picks up that cannon wave and he'll be, so far ahead in, like, experience.
Right. He has 2 camps up on me already.
Yeah, which is still okay, because, like, you doing that gank, I think is, like, so worth it, right? Because you're still, like, getting golden experience, and getting Rumble's flash, I think, is, like, worth a couple of camps. Okay, where do we run here? Okay. So, out of base here, right? You should know where you're going as soon as you die here, right? So, thought process is, fuck, I've died, but I've got 10 like, seconds to think. First of all, you should ping, like, Graves' topside. Because we can assume that he started blue buff, right? So, therefore, we can assume that he's pathing towards top. Yeah? And at this point, you're not active. Graves is active. So this is where, like, that 1v1 game comes into play, Kross. It's all the time, to be honest. Like, even when you're doing blue buff, if you think he's starting blue, you ping that shit. Now we know he's probably topside, so we should just be pinging it here as soon as you die. Like, just ping the cat, because Graves should think about hitting the cat.
Yeah, you're right. And that was very obvious to me. I don't know why I didn't ping it.
It's fine, but now we know, right? So just, like, in future games, just be super aware of, like, what the counterplay is. And in another game, let's say Graves started at his red buff here, right? What is, like... Let's just say he doesn't go mid. What might he do? So let's say he goes red, Krugs, Raptors, blue, or Wolves blue. Now he's just finished blue buff as you're about to come alive here. He could always think of, like, doing what, maybe?
Contesting me on my red?
Yeah, like doing something like that. Now, that obviously depends on lanes, right? So if his bot lane is shoved in, it's very risky, especially with, like, a Pyke moving towards you. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there is potential here for him to do something. So it's super important you're aware of what the counterplay might be, and you ping it. And yeah, like, as you're dead here, you're thinking of Graves straight away. So ping topside, like around Raptors. Now we're thinking of items and stuff. Yeah, this looks fine. Maybe you can get Dark Seal instead of Amp Tone.
Yeah. Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah.
And running out of base here, we should also know where to go. So Graves is going to be top side here. Now, as far as your clear goes, right? And like the actual map, we know that Graves' whole bot side is gone. Let's see how you use your camera here. Let me just play this in real time. Okay, yeah, so we click around bot side. So your click is to like your red buff, yeah? Which is what you end up doing. My click here would be, where do you think? We'll get into like wine shit, but yeah.
Possibly bot lane.
Okay, so I could click
Or
like...
Scuttle.
Yeah, good, Scuttle. Because
Yeah.
the crab is like... How do I put this? I get the crab, like, isn't that much experience anymore. But the point is, like, it's 120 gold, and the vision is also useful. It's just a resource that Graves wants as well. And it's not like your fucking bot camps are going anywhere. So if you run to crab, and you can sneak this before he gets there, you have smite, it should be easy. After the crab, you can always come back to your camps, right? If you do red buff here, Graves might get bot crab, right? Let's just say after the mid wave, he runs bot crab. I don't think it might be good for him, but he might do it, which is why you should go there straight away. And then he, like, goes to top crab. And all of a sudden, like, he's got so many kind of, like, camps on us that we don't actually have much room to, like, fucking do anything here. So I think, like, you even just gaining space in terms of just going to crab first and getting it is crucial here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what
Might
you mean.
sound a little bit
absolutely.
weird, but... Okay, cool.
I get it, because he actually does walk bot here.
Maybe it's actually good, like, him walking bot, because he should know you're running here. And he's red buff Graves, right? So this is kind of what I was saying before, like, his counterplay, you should know what it is. And if you ping this, like, on the way to crab, because you should always ping, like, you know, where you're going. Especially if you're on the map. So, like, on this map, right? On the map just means pretty much past halfway. So because you're moving, like, towards halfway, you should just, like, ping that shit. And hopefully there, like, Pyke will come up and help you out. Maybe the Seraphine is moving, like, up through Tribrush as you ping it. And you can maybe, like, contest the crab. Now, in this game, though, you can't contest it at the moment because Pyke is unaware and you're doing red buff.
Right.
Can you like, see that? So, I'm not saying, Nick, like, you 100% go for it. I'm just speaking, like, generally here. You should be clicking towards crab, and then on your way there, you ping, right? And then we just react to, like, whether we think we can do it or not.
Gotcha. Like, at least bring it up as an option.
So yeah, like, that's the number one option, so why not try to do it?
Yeah.
But as we're walking there, 20 seconds, shit is changing on the map. Cat is based. The Graves has red buff. I don't actually beat him in a 1v1, and my bot lane is nowhere near me. Yeah. Hopefully you pinged her as well, yeah. So I don't know. Are you pinged enemies are missing?
I pinged enemies are missing because I knew Graves was gonna gank them, and then I pinged on my way once I saw him.
So you pinged like Graves here on mid lane, but I want you pinging here because you told me, like, Nick, I mean, just called you Nick. Thought you were the previous guy. No. Kross, like, you can tell me, like, Graves where he is and shit, but I don't really care because I can't go back in time and influence this game. You have to tell your teammates, right?
Yeah. So
when Graves is, like, moving bot here or anywhere on the map, again, you have to, like, know that shit. Lots of people as well, like, have this, maybe not a mindset, but, oh, you know, you only know where they are, like, when they step on a ward or something, or when they show mid. Like, that's the time you ping. You should be able just to tell where he is without wards. Honestly. I don't think it's that difficult. Like, this game, you know, it's kind of obvious that, I mean, maybe not obvious because it's Graves, and, like, good junglers will fucking cover where they start, but you can assume he started bot side, and then when he shows top, it just makes sense, right? Immediately. And now we can track him easily because he's, like, showing on vision and moving bots, so maybe even, like, if I was the coach of the Graves here, like, after this wave, he should try to conceal where he moves. So he shouldn't just move, like, through mid lane towards the bot crab. He should go to the right here, yeah? Like, towards blue buff. Or, like, after he kills that last minion, he runs back a little bit, just out of vision, and then he comes back down. So he disguises his movement, and maybe you get caught out. Yeah?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, he just fucking puts his hand up and says, hey guys, I'm running to bot crab. You can hit me if you want. If Pyke's, like, in fog, and Seraphine's also, like, kind of close, maybe you CC chain him, and all of a sudden, like, you've caught him out.
Right. Yeah, it was super telegraphed where he was going.
So, in this situation, I think it's actually good to do red buff first. Let's just say in another game, there's no threat of, like, the enemy jungler hitting you on red, because I still think Graves can do this, maybe. But in another game, let's just say the enemy jungler fucks off like top side. How would you clear your like camps here? Would you do red first or?
Um, I would probably do Scuttle, and then my plan was to look for bot because I saw the wave was bouncing to us. Um, so I would honestly probably just clear until like the wave was in a good spot to gank. But
Yeah, I kind of forgot about the scuttle. Let's just say that scuttle isn't up, and it's just your
oh
side of
right,
the camps. Like you're doing, like how would you kind of clear here based on what do you think you can do? So if bot lane's like the lane maybe you want to go towards,
I
how
think I
would you
only
clear
have
these
time for
camps?
red, but
Mhm.
if I had more time, I would just do Raptors down. But I feel like I only have time for red.
I would do here. I would do like out of base. Like again, let's just say the scuttle isn't there and Graves is like doing something. Because it's
Mhm.
important to like time your camps and optimize your clear. I guess I would do Krugs first and then do red, because if you do like
Okay.
Raptors red or Raptors and down, you're locking yourself into bot side of the map and there's nothing afterwards if nothing happens. But if you do Krugs and
Right.
red, you have red for longer. Krugs is like worth more experience as well than Raptors, so that's like kind of an add-on. And after red buff, you might even be level 4. And after red, you can go bot, you can go mid, you can continue clearing to like Raptors and then top side. Maybe you go like Raptors into top crab if Graves is like doing something bot, right?
Hmm.
Does that make sense? Like how you clear your camps here? I think it's just like an important point. People just run towards their buff. They don't actually like full think about optimizing
Yeah.
clears.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like it opens up more options. Like mid
Yeah,
lane's an
because
option,
now like
Scuttle's an option.
yeah, now you can go to Raptors, but if
Yeah.
I was to do Krugs first into red buff, I'm actually just more flexible, you know?
Right. Yeah. This fight was like super weird. Like it's not over here.
Don't show here, by the way. Like this fight,
Okay.
nothing's gonna happen. You should just sit in fog and just see if they dive. Pretty much it. Because now, like
Gotcha.
again, you're giving away info.
Right. My thought process was Pike was gonna hit the hook, but looking at it, yeah, he never hits that.
You can still like
So
stand here though, Cross. So like just chill here because you're still
Mhm.
out of vision. And now we just wait until LP is overrated to maybe land a hook. And if he does, then you go, and you can just E over the wall.
Okay.
It's just like yeah, like even
Gotcha.
this damage here, I don't think it means really anything, right? Because it's just a coin flip like fight. It's just a waste of time in my head. Like don't show unless it's gonna be like close to 100% golden experience. That's
Okay.
like what my
Yeah.
brain is telling me.
Makes
Um,
sense, yeah.
and yeah, now like your and this just looks fucking not fun.
Yeah. Luckily their Mumu kind of griefs here.
Yeah,
But
like this play might work, and some people might be like, "Oh my god, like covering this is so good and all that." But
yeah. Yeah.
first of all, like showing on the what the fuck? First
Yeah,
of
I
all,
know, I know, I know.
first of all, like showing on the wave is like, kind of questionable because you just want to
Mhm.
like conceal yourself as much as possible. Like Graves when he ran to bot crab. Like imagine if he got a kill here when you knew he was running bot. Like he even told you because he just runs through mid
Yeah.
lane, right? Same thing here. Like don't show unless you actually have to. Try to disguise everything you do. Um,
Okay.
and you're relying on the green cube to fucking do this to like make this play like kind of worth, right? No one knows
Right.
that Amumu's gonna run it down there. So if he just plays like a normal human and backs off, like maybe they got summoner spells and stuff. You know, Graves can just recall and I don't know, man. Like it just doesn't look good. Just you're just
No, I
hoping
agree.
that they fuck up.
Right. Just because that went well doesn't mean that it's a good play.
Yeah, that's it, man. Like whoever
Yeah.
ints the most, you know, is gonna like lose that play or win that play, whatever like team you're on. But you
Right.
don't want to rely on someone inting to win something, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now we've just got to do Krugs. Okay. Okay. The mummy is mid. Here he is.
So Cat wants me to cover this like really bad. Um,
Depends on
I
our
just
wave.
wasn't
Like you should look mid here.
sure.
Let's have a look what you do.
Yeah. The wave is pushing to us.
You don't have to auto
Um,
attack this, by the way. So like now, don't auto attack it again.
Auto the baby. Yeah.
Um, let's have a look. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, like, maybe she should relax, but I don't really care too much about it. What do you think about Graves? Like, that's who I'm thinking of. What do you think he's gonna do here?
That's I kind of had a feeling he would run mid with a Mumu.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Maybe.
So that's kind of my concern. I didn't want to take the 2v3 because Spike was still bot. But at the same time, I didn't want to leave Cat out to dry, you know? But I don't know. I think I ended up just clearing my camps because I didn't want to take the 2v3.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I just wanted to, like, that was actually just something, this specific play, I wanted to ask, like, your thoughts, like, what you would do personally, because
well,
it feels
if I'm like live coaching you here, bro, I'm just gonna tell you to ping Gromp. Like, why am I pinging Gromp here?
To like indicate that you want to like finish your clear.
Oh, like no, not your Gromp, like Graze's Gromp or his bot side. Like, why would I do this? Like, that's the first thing in my head.
Just to show that like Graves' bot side, Amumu's also off the map. Like,
yep. So why is Graves going to be bot side? Why have I come to that conclusion?
Because we just had like, we just saw him bot like a little bit ago, and he's probably gonna fall back to his Gromp that's respawning and stuff.
Okay, so he could do that, right? Like after that bot play, he could just run to Gromp and then clear. But he should definitely fucking recall here, in my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, I kind of agree.
And then he should get Dirk or whatever he gets, and then he just runs to Gromp. Now, why is he going to run to Gromp? I mean, he could, because of the time in the game here, he could actually run to like maybe his top side and go Krugs Raptors back down a bot because his bot lane's like maybe doing well or something. So he's actually got a couple of options here based on the game time. But I think most junglers are going to do what we're talking about, where he goes to Gromp first. Why do you think he'd go there first at a base?
I'm not really sure, honestly.
Okay, so where did he start?
He started bot. I know, like, I typically go under the assumption that most junglers, especially like, I don't want to say low elo, but like under like even like even just like under challenger, most junglers tend to stick to the path that they like started with. So it kind of makes sense to me that he would go bot.
Okay, so you're right. Most people do that, but bro, even challenger junglers like will lock themselves into clears. Especially like here, because I think he might even have like a gold lead on you, maybe not actually. But he's in a position where like the gold isn't even like that bad, and there's no play to make on you. I don't think. Like I don't think he's ever gonna run to your top side. I don't think he's ever gonna dive the Garen because Garen's full HP, right, and he's running back to lane. I don't think he'll hit mid because Cat looks unkillable, to be honest. Like all she has to do is just hold her E, and it's very hard to kill her. Even if a Mumu is there, I don't think it's actually like possible. So the only real option he has, like just looking at the map here, is just to clear again. And then the question is like, well, where's he actually going to clear from and to? I just think because he started bot and he'll look at his camps and he won't see like Krugs up or Raptors up maybe. Like he'll just see Gromp and Walls up there. You know what I mean? Like the fucking like symbols. And I just think he'll go there because he started there. And then after his Walls, that's where he can like maybe change up his clear. But I think he's just 100% going to go Gromp here. So, like, your question about mid lane, like, bro, I'm not even thinking about mid. I'm just thinking about Graves. Like, where is Graves going to go out of base, or where is he maybe, like, going after he clears, right? Like, that's in my head. And then here, when you see the Cat pushing, I'm just chilling, bro. Like, I'm not even worried about Cat. Like, she should be fine, and you clearing is good. Like, there's nothing to really do here for you but to clear camps and hit 5 off Walls and Gromp. Like, that's it.
That's kind of what I ended up. Yeah, that's the decision I came to. Well, I guess I kind of walked towards it, but I ended up just clearing. I think. What the hell?
So this is the same thing, right? So you should just like, so Kross, like sometimes you can be here, but the best thing about jungling is that you don't actually have to be like in a lane to fucking help them, right? You can just ping the info.
Right.
So the only reason you would ever like show bot is because you're counter ganking it and it's going to result in something. Now, it's good that you hovered there, but you don't need to show. Same thing there. Because you could be close to finishing Walls. Maybe even going top crab here is good, by the way. Like after Raptors, because you know Graves is probably going to go bot, right? So as you finish Raptors here, if you're running to Walls, you can go to crab. Then you come back down to Gromp Walls. Make sense?
Yeah.
So just after Raptors, like this, and then you can come back down. I don't think ganking top is really that good because maybe you could. Depends if you think it's killable. Like I don't know what's going to happen right in the next 10 seconds in that lane, but
in my head, no matter like if I go scuttle or like go for top gank, in my head it's like Graves could theoretically be up there because he does have options. So I didn't really want to go for it, but
what is going on in this mid lane?
Yeah.
Cat just jumps in.
Yeah, I think she. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, I think you should go to Gromp here before Wolves. Because I don't want to like guarantee, but I'm pretty sure the Graves, bro, will be on Raptors or something. And you can quickly sneak Crab. Same thing, right? Like, Crab is just the number one option because it denies him, and it's not like you're missing anything. You still come back to Gromp and Wolves afterwards, right?
Yeah.
I kind of like want to show you a like fucking full high elo game where like that's the actual play out of base, or yeah, let you go Crab first. That's what I believe anyway. Maybe it's like not good, but yeah, I just think you should do that first.
No, I'm kind of with you looking at it. I think I was just sketched because there was really hard top prio, and I was worried Graves was going to be there, but I guess I should at least check it.
Yeah, you can quickly check, right? Like maybe sneak into Pixel Brush, use your sweeper, like as you're going through here.
Yeah, I saw at least W2, like.
Yeah, like you shouldn't be that scared. Like Graves can never really run you down either. You just like spider form and sprint away.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, this isn't even like Elise specific. I just say like any jungler you're on here, mate. Like just fucking go towards Crab, then you can come back. Okay, so like in this game, I actually think you have a really nice kind of next minute here to 2 minutes maybe of jungling. So you could think about running mid here, by the way, because Rumble's like fucking kind of greeting. What actually happens there? So Cat dies and then she runs back, and Pike has
Pike
has died as well. Okay, so he's done an Amumu. He's taken inspiration from Amumu, and now he's done it. Okay, and Cat gets back mid and Rumble stays. Yeah, so this is a situation where after Wolves, you should definitely think like when you see the Rumble, like here, think about going mid. Because Gromp, it sounds kind of weird, right? Because you've got Gromp and Blue buff spawning. Oh my god, like, you know, you might even be level 6, even though it kind of means nothing for Elise, but might look a little weird, but the point is like that fucking Rumble is, he's got to be trolling to like stay there.
Yeah, he shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Yeah, and it's super easy dive, and if you kill him, he misses so many minions and Cat's back in the game.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
So after your Wolves, like you're right here to move to Gromp. Like these clicks are good, Kross, but now, right now, we just saw him. And I think here you should still do your Gromp because you don't waste too much time. But yeah, looking at this now, right, like that just looks juicy to go towards. And yeah, now Graze is there, right? So maybe if you're there, you can help out the Katarina, and she just runs straight back, maybe, or yeah, you can just save her in a way. See how Graze was at Raptors, by the way? So like we were kind of right. How we predicted it. And yeah, like Crab is gettable. Okay, so we do this, we do blue, do you do Crab after this? Okay, no, so but recalling here is honestly fine because in terms of timing here, so I said here, Kross, that you have a really nice like next minute of jungling. So let's just say like Rumble doesn't stay, right? So Rumble's based. Rumble is not there. What is your like jungling going to look like? So you've got Gromp. What do you do after Gromp?
I assume take blue buff, and then
keep
maybe
going,
base. I kind of want to base and play for either bot gank or drag, or mid, either one really. But I just want to play bot side basically because I'm trying to get the Mountain Drake.
Why do you think Mountain Drake is like big here, or like the play?
I don't know. I just have like a narrative that Mountain Drake is like super overpowered. So like every time I see it, like I try to play for it really hard.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
I want you to get familiar with timings. So before when I said Graves was going to go back to his Gromp, yes, it was like 5:10 and all his camps will be up very soon. But the timer in my head is like 4:15, 4:20. That's easy to remember, right? So 4:20, like the first camp you do after buff, your first buff is going to be respawning, right? Pretty much every jungler man is just going to run towards that camp first. So that's why, like, even though it was 5 minutes, I'm just saying he's going to run towards Gromp.
Right.
6:40, or if you want to be a bit more, like, kind of general, I guess, 7 minutes. Like, what spawns here?
I'm assuming it's Gromp again?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, so, yeah, like, Gromp, so the only time I want you to think about for Gromp, if it's your first camp, like, it might be Gromp, right? It might be Krugs, it might be Raptors.
Right, yeah, just the first camp that they started on their clear, basically.
Excellent, right? Yeah, so just the first buff. So you can think about, like, timing your clear in a way, or, like, maybe a base to hit them at that. Or, like, hit your own buff. That's how you should actually think about, like, your camps as well. You're hitting your camps at certain timers. What about 8 minutes? What's this?
Wouldn't that be when their like last camp is spawning, or like second buff?
So it's not to do with their jungle, it's
Or
just
not
like
both.
generally something that spawns on the map.
Oh shit, Rift.
Rifts, right? It's kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
interesting that you didn't say it straight away because yeah, like it's fascinating that you think Mountain Dragon is like really important. Bro, I look at Mountain, I just see it as a dragon. I only really care like
Right.
what Drake it is after second Drake's taken. Like what soul point it's gonna be, right?
That's
Um
fair.
that's just like a resource that I see. Like you don't get fucking really any gold from that. All you get is like a little bit of stats, but from Rift you get what is it now? Like 300 gold experience as well, I think.
Event
Um
plates
yeah, and
and
you get latent
yeah.
gold as well. Like first tower, this could be like what 600-700 gold if you get it on your own. And like it's
Right.
like the biggest snowballing thing in the game for
No, I,
jungle.
I actually 100% agree. Normally, I call my supports to play for it, like
Yep.
right at like 7:30, whatever. I ask Bot to push and
Mm-hmm.
play for it, but I don't know. That completely slipped my mind when you asked me what spawns at 8. So
No, that's fine. I mean, we were just talking about camps, right? So it's kind of maybe misleading of me, but yeah, it's just Rift at 8 minutes, right? So based on that information, yeah, the Rift is spawning at 8 minutes. So Gromp and Blue, like you said, is correct. Then you're gonna base. This is correct as well in my mind. Then what can you do here based on those timings we talked about? So after this, now we base.
I
What
could
do you
sprint
think are good?
top,
Okay, so you could go
possibly.
top.
Top or mid. Like I could play top side for Rift here, looking at it. I
Hmm.
think the top wave is going to bounce back into us though, so I think I should gank top before Rift, but
Hmm.
that
Okay.
would be my thought process is either look for kill and Pantheon into Rift or help Garen get Prio into Rift.
Hmm.
But
Oh, I wish you looked at the crab, by the way, to see like how recently it had been done, right? The top crab that Garen's on. Um, okay,
yeah.
so in my mind here, Kross, yes, you can run to Rift Herald straight away because it is like 25, 30 seconds away, and you'll be there for
Mhm.
spawn. But I don't think the Graves is actually going to do it quick enough before you do pretty much what you're going to do here, Krugs and Raptors. And
Okay.
after your Raptors, you can go mid, you can go bot. You can maybe hit his red buff, right? Like if you go from Raptors through like your top side, if top has Prio, if Cat comes back and she has Prio after your Raptors, you just got so many options, bro, and you're towards the Rift Herald. Like you're going from Krugs Raptors towards Rift. Now in
Right.
this game, obviously like reacting to bot is good, right? Like this is obviously a good reaction, and you showing is fine here because you have flash and you can actually get here, yeah? Like this is actual
Yeah, yeah.
kill
We
pressure
get
and this is
both.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cat's here as well, so this is excellent. But if nothing happens here, can you like envision this? So like let's say you go Krugs Raptors and then you can do this. You can still do this. You can do Drake if you want to. I think Drake like probably isn't the best, but
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So
No, 100%. Yeah.
you can run to Rift and get there at 8 minutes, but if you do the Rift Herald, you're gonna give up your whole bot side to Graves.
True, yeah, because he should be bot side right about that time as
Yes,
well.
so if you clear
Yeah.
Krugs and Raptors, there's no counterplay. There's no loss for making a play on the map at that point. Like, no loss. Unless your bot lane runs it, but you can just ping them if you're that scared about it. If you think they're going to get hit, just ping them off.
Right.
Yeah, this is fucking perfect. Like, you're doing Krugs and all of a sudden the fire happens and you react to it. It's good. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And now, because Graves is not here, so this is the next, like... So again, every time there is a fire crosshair on the map, you have to think about Graves. So tell me,
Mhm.
like, what Graves might be thinking about and therefore doing.
He could see me bot and run
Yeah.
to Rift, probably.
Yeah, right. Like, why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
That's if he's that side of
Right.
the map. But we know in this game that he started where?
Bot.
Right. And I'm pretty sure he showed mid, right? So there he is
Mhm.
mid. And the timer is 7 minutes. Maybe it's actually good timing here. Okay, so this is important because I was like kind of skipping it. But okay, so Graves clears mid wave, and he was also like hovering bot as he was clearing that mid wave, which again is just
Mhm.
him telling you what he's gonna do afterwards. So again, please don't do what he's doing.
Right.
So he's probably going to his blue buff, right? Now, if he goes to blue here, the reason he's not at this fight is because, like, where's he pathing towards if he's not here?
Top.
Yeah, he's just
Or
pathing towards, like, top,
yeah,
right?
top.
So
Yeah.
even if he's on walls, Kross, like, he's still pathing towards top. Like, if you were on Raptors,
Mhm.
you're still pathing towards top side, ideally. You can still, like, go bot, but Krug's Raptors, you're going top naturally. Same thing as him, right? So even though he's bot side of the map, he's pathing top. So the
Mhm.
Graves here can easily run to Rift Herald and just do it straight away. And what also helps him here? Like, what kind of champion to just, like, start Rift?
Um,
Like,
the
what lane?
Pantheon Prio? Is that
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. Sorry, that was probably a
Yeah.
really weird weirdly worded question, but yeah, that's it, man.
Oh, you're good.
Just pants
So
prio. It makes it super easy just to like hit it.
right. Do you think it's not worth me showing bot and counter ganking that? Or
Oh no, bro, this is good. This is all good. I'm just saying, like, you should
Mhm.
think about what Graze is, because this
what
is
he'll
like,
do? Okay.
yeah, like in my head here, like this is
Gotcha.
just free.
Yeah.
Everything in the last like minute or two has been perfect because there's no real play for Graze apart from like a neutral objective like Rift Herald because you got no camps
Right.
up. If your top side was up here, I think you've made maybe like some sort of mistake because Graze can take that and maybe Rift, right?
Agreed.
But there's nothing
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So this is all good. And now, as soon as this ends, you should be pinging around Graze's Raptors. And if Garen is low, like let's just say Garen's 200 HP or another champion in another game, 200 HP, right? What do you think Graves is like going to do?
Dive him.
Yeah, just like this, right?
Yeah.
Straight away. So you just ping that play. Nothing's going to happen, bot. Nothing. Maybe he fucking runs at Pike because he's like on 100 HP when Cat leaves, but yeah, most of the time they're just going to run top, right? So this ping here, who pings this? Right, see how the Garen is pinging this? These should be your pings, Kross. So like, if I was to ever fucking watch like another game of yours like in the future, I want to see like more activity just in terms of pings and just awareness of what Graves might be doing after your plays. Because whenever you show on the map, there has to be like a cost to you doing something.
Right.
Like you get a big positive here, so Graves' job, because you do this, is to get a positive somewhere on this side of the map. Like I said, Garen, if he's 200 HP, should be the first thing. But here he's not, so Rift Herald is the obvious thing. Please do it, Graves. I'll look like such a fucking smart coach. But he did have a diamond border, so he might not.
Yeah, even if he doesn't, yeah, he's D1 in this game, which is really weird. But
yeah, he might be smurfing or something.
I think he is, yeah. But this is gonna sound like copium or like I'm making excuses, but I do typically ping. Like I actually kind of pride myself on my pings, but maybe
it's Elise. You're focusing on micro.
I was overwhelmed with exactly.
I understand. It's fine.
A bad thing, but it's like a temporary thing. I just have to get through. I think.
Yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine. And yeah, I think after Raptors, it just depends on like. Okay, so this might sound a little fucking weird, like me bringing up this champion, but because again, what's like the kind of big objective here, Kross?
For this game or
just like at the moment, right?
Rift, right?
Rift, right? Yes. And Graves might be on this now. Do you think after Raptors here, you and your teammates are maybe in a position to contest or not?
If Pike sprints up to Rift, possibly.
Excellent. Fucking, oh my god, you've actually, like, I'm fucking, I don't want to say surprised, but yeah, like, pleasantly surprised that you kind of got it in a way. Like, that's really good. Because most people are just going to talk about, like, Cat having prio, Garen being, like, full HP, he can still move.
Right.
The fact you brought up Pike is fucking excellent, because that's the key here to Rift. Like you said before, right? You even said, like, support side moving towards a Rift.
Yeah, 100%.
So that is the fucking key detail here. You should run the Rift after Raptors, and you should spam ping Pike to go there.
And get him to come. Yeah, again, I think that might just be another, like, issue of me playing Elise and not being able to think about the game as holistically as I might want to.
Yeah.
Because looking at it, that's like the most obvious, like, play ever. Just beg my support to come up with me to Rift, but
it's fine, bro. Like, mistakes happen all the time, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck if like coaching challenges or whatever. Like, there's so many blunders in a game, so don't feel bad about like missing shit. Like, everyone misses stuff.
Right. We did just see a Mumu though.
Where was he?
He was heading to Rift. Yeah.
Where did you see him? Like through River or Bot River?
Like right next to Cat. Cat will see him here.
Oh, there he is, the mummy. Okay. So this is where, like, kind of I was saying, like, last session is, you just have to think about cooldowns and how a fight might play out. So Cat has ult and looks strong. So pretty much all you have to do is press tab. Like, just press tab and maybe look at the ults and try to figure out, like, who's fed. And you should also be able to tell Kross, like, if someone's on a base or not, based on items. Shouldn't be, like, hard to kind of figure out, because if they have boots, let's just say they have a D-Blade at 8 minutes, they're obviously sitting on, like, 3,000 gold. But if they've spent like 2,000 gold like you have, they're in a position to fight probably. Cat's full HP. The kind of like only big diff here that will 100% win it for them is if the mummy is level 6 and Pike.
That's what I was thinking, but I at least need to press tab and check that.
Yeah, just press tab and check it, because as soon as a Mumu shows here, you don't actually have to look at him to know that. You only look at him for like HP, right? That's pretty much it. Everything else is going to be like given to you on scoreboard.
Right.
For junglers, it's important, by the way, to look at them so you know buffs, right? So please do that. Yeah, and there's Rift, right? So maybe here, like, he still gets Rift, but you can pinch him with your Pike.
Yeah, like after Rift.
Yeah, and he's probably used cooldowns. He might be like maybe 75% HP. He might be like somewhat going I don't know, like what the situation's going to be. I just think you can actually just run towards Rift there. Even if he gets it, you can hit him.
Right, at least play it.
Yeah, Cat's Prio is like the big thing. Like that's what I think. And she
Gotcha.
looks strong. Like level 8, she was level 8 before anyone, I think. She looks strong.
I agree. That's Cat Evolved too. Like he's typically a good player,
is it?
so it's like, yeah.
Is he smurfing? Oh, look at his name. Hi APM Hot G.
Yep.
Let's go, bro. But yeah, I would just play off Cat's Prio here and just her strength. You should be sweet.
I gotcha. This is pretty unfortunate. I didn't know if I should flash after him. My instincts told me no.
But... I think it's hard. Like, it's actually like a hard flash, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think you should. Because
because we know they're top side.
Yeah, they're top side, right? But you've also got Q up, so you've got like a gap closer in a way.
That's true. Yeah, and flash if I really need it, but
yeah,
I won't.
I think just go, man. I think you should go there. But again, like that's an Elise thing, right? So you just being here, I think, is good. Kross, because after your red buff, like doing red is a mistake, but now we have to like look at the game independent of that. So after your red, going towards the bot side is good. Because Gray's just got Rift. You could clear walls and Gromp, but you really want something on the map here, right? Because they got a plus on Rift, you want a plus near Dragon area. Victor just happens to be here, so you're in the right area, and the decision is good. It's just like, yeah, just a mechanical thing, right? Which I'm not going to fucking worry about too much, because you're learning a champ, so it's fine. And whatever happens after this, just start Dragon. Like now, when you're not going to go for it, just start Drake. Right, you're not going for it? Start it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, don't go mid here. Like, I don't even know what any of that does, seriously.
Yeah, I was hoping Mumu would like walk into me.
Oh, actually, no, this is good. Yeah, I fucking skipped this way too hard.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, no, this is smart what you do. This is good.
Yeah, we saw Mumu like walking. I think I went way too early though.
Yeah,
like, way too early.
The cube looks as if he's just gonna sprint into you, right? Especially when he did level 2 or level 3 bot, like under the tower. Yeah. You can probably expect him to do that. So this is all fine. I agree with this. This is good. And then we do it. Yeah,
we get it for free anyway.
Yeah, it's very good. That's perfect, man. Okay, now you got the dragon right in your head, so most junglers here are gonna look at this and think, right, let's fucking just keep hitting dragon. And they make the decision what they're gonna do afterwards. Well, that's it. Like after they get dragon, then they think about what their next move is. You got to think here what your next move is. So again, just look at the map for us and just tell us like what you think your next like kind of move is, I guess.
I wouldn't mind playing mid, but I mean Cat's roaming top, so I could either catch mid wave or base.
Okay, so catch mid. So you can catch mid, which might be like decent experience. I think if it's a cannon wave, you could consider it. But I think the better option is to just recall here, and you can get what blasting one Dark Seal maybe. And and then where would you? Let's just say that's what you do, Kross. Like where would you actually run out of base there? So towards what like side of the map or camp, whatever.
Probably my top side just because I have more camps up, but I don't know if that's the right call at all. That's just kind of what I would do.
Okay, so let's try to... So remember before, right, how we put like a kind of pin on the map at Rift Herald. We want to try time a clear or get there at around 8 minutes, yes? But we also want to get there so there's no loss. Now, what do you think like that pin, right? So just like a, I don't know, a number one, whatever you want to call it, like the big kind of priority is here. Like what side of the map, what area of the map do you think is like important for you? Because Dragon's gone, Rift Herald's gone, so it might be like hard to decipher, but I think you have one side where you should think about playing.
Probably bot.
Yeah, why do you think?
Because Grace is gonna probably look the Rift fairly soon, but I'm not really sure.
Okay,
he has time. He has 4 minutes, but
he has a lot of time, right? I'm not thinking about Graves so much because it's pretty even between you two. If you were super farmed, you could think about just like running at him somewhere. Like honestly, like if you're 2 levels up and fucking mythic, you can just run at him probably. But even in that situation, I still think it's like better just to go to your Gromp and clear down here because the question is like, do you care about Garen?
No, not really.
Right, like, even though it's Seraphine,
Yeah.
like, oh my god. But you probably care more about Pike and Seraphine than you do Garen.
Yeah, 100%. I think Aaron's kind of like self-sustainable as well. I feel like
Yeah.
not yeah.
It's just like,
So
there's no river objectives. There's no, like, real buff timers here for either jungler.
mhm.
So now we're really thinking about what side do we want a weak? What side do we want a strong? If you want a strong bot, you want to clear towards bot, which means you start far away from it. You don't want to just go like Krugs Raptors here, then you make a play bot. Let's just say you dive their bot lane, and then you lose like your whole top side.
Mhm.
You get rid of Gromp and walls, and you move towards the strong. Make sense? So if Garen was
Yeah.
strong side here, Kross, let's just say all your camps are up, like how do you clear? Same thing as Rift, what we talked about. Same pattern.
So if it was the same situation but like reversed, I want a strong side Garen.
Yes. But
I'd
all your
clear
camps are up.
right. I'd clear Krugs Raptors and then just play top side.
Very good, right?
Um
Because there's no lost bot side of the map. Like when you show
right.
and you make a play, Graves can't take Raptors or Krugs because you just did them.
Mhm.
That's what I was saying. Like, even if you have a Mythic here, yeah, you can run it Graves. You could probably even just run it some sort of lane that's pushing. Maybe even just run straight towards Pantheon and you one-shot him. But, Graves is top, is he? Dear God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think you base here, by the way.
Okay.
Oh my fucking God, this Pike's a genius.
I guess well, we knew
Oh!
Victor flashed from the
Yeah.
previous play, so I was pinging that for him. So
Yeah,
that's kind of
maybe.
why I thought this felt free, but
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know if anyone was thinking about it here. Like, the fucking play is hell nice because Pike has flash. If he doesn't have
right.
flash, it might be kind of difficult to make work, but I don't think anyone really thought about this until you're actually here. I want you to think
Agreed.
about it now.
Gotcha.
Like, what my next play is, right? So the play's fucking great because you're right, he doesn't have flash and Pike does have flash, so it should be achievable. But, yeah, I want you to know, like, 20 seconds before, man.
Gotcha.
Because the dragon there, you know 100% this is what is going to happen, right? Like, that's what's going to happen. You know that. So what are we doing after that? That's the question. But yeah, this play is good just because of flash diff.
Yep. And we get a kill here too. I saw Graves top, so I was really comfortable going for this. I should have
nice.
smited, but I didn't
Yeah, I was going to say smart.
But
okay, very nice. Now then, get this wave as well, by the way. I would just like, oh no. Fucking, I keep forgetting like it's Seraphine AP carry. I hate that shit.
Yeah, it's really awkward. Like,
yeah, I would tax the experience, man, because you're more important than Seraphine. Like, if I'm playing Seraphine, I'm more than happy like a Fed Elise getting like minions here. Maybe you can't because of tower, but at least take his Gromp, I think, because you have smite.
Yeah, I agree. I just noticed that as well. I don't know why I didn't take his Gromp.
It's Elise, man. She's in your head.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You see Graves. Oh, this is really bad. This isn't even like a. I don't think I can do anything to prevent this, but.
Oh, does he kill him? Oh, if he kills him.
This. Watch.
Okay, the Pike's gonna miss his ult.
He actually doesn't have ult.
Oh, he doesn't have
or
it.
flash. And Pantheon's in that. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's game. You've lost.
Yeah, that was pretty tragic. But
the Pike, man. LP is overrated. Bro, using your E like that is overrated.
Right.
Yeah, base is good. I'd just say, yeah, like, take his Gromp. You could even think here, the fucking funny thing is, like, when you see this,
I could still go to his Gromp.
Yeah, you can still go to his Gromp, and, but, like, Pike is healthy enough just to run towards you here. You could think about killing them, like, on the way back. Because Cat's here as well, right? But you don't have ults, so... I'm just, like, planting a seed of thought in your head. Like, maybe you can do that in another game. Because, yeah, nothing's gonna happen here. Like, your camps are gone, and... yeah, you can take his Gromp, and then you can always, like, recall after that. Like, how close are you to Rocket Belt here? It's important to know this, too.
I think, like, 800, maybe? No, 300.
Yeah, it's close, right? So after you finish his Gromp, I'll do his Wolves, and then you're 100 gold off, right? Because the camp is, like, 100, something.
Right.
So you need 300. So you essentially just need, like, 3 camps here, or... yeah, even if you got the tower play from...
or something.
Yeah, or you just do one camp. You just find some sort of gold. Maybe you can gank mid as well afterwards. But yeah, just something here you can get. Because I think you can easily play for Rocket Belt here.
Yeah, running to this is, like, bad, right?
Yeah, because there's nothing... like, Graves should just run, like, out. Of course, like, this is all fine. Looks risky from Graves, but it's good.
Yeah.
And he's got Rift, right? So,
I feel like this was a big
so
waste of time
sad.
on my part. Yeah,
Oh,
barely missed.
and Graves. If I'm playing Graves, I'm thinking, wait, why is she not taking my bot side here?
Right.
Like, I'd be surprised to see Gromp up.
Yeah, because now he got that double kill, and he just gets to fall back to literally all his camps are up. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah, that's kind of where he started snowballing, I think.
Okay, this all looks fine. Katarina was basing again. Yeah, you can only really do Kross. So just make sure you ping. Like, where's he going to be, Kross?
Well, actually, if I was him, I'd start topside and clear down. But I guess he could just. I mean, he's been doing Gromp up like the entire game, so probably that.
Yeah, I agree. I just think you ping his bot side. Because
yeah,
he can probably even tell you haven't done his Gromp. Because if he presses tab, like after you do the tower dive, let's just say you're on XCS, it's not going to be X plus 4, right? When he sees you again at his or your blue buff.
Yeah.
It's just still going to be X. So listen to the fucking algebra. Right. But, yeah. Yeah, like, your CS is the same, so he should know his Gromp's up, and he can just run straight there, right? And it's not like really there's any timers. I mean, maybe he goes, like, Wolves Gromp into Crab. See how that would work? Like, the timer here. Because Crab's up in, like, 15 seconds. So going Wolves Gromp just looks better. Rather than going, like, Gromp Wolves into Crab. A little further away. Yeah, I think that's, like, a good lesson, man. It's just, like, understanding how to do your camps in relation to, like, the big thing on the map. Like we talked about, Krugs Raptors into Rift, like in that situation. Or you go topside, then you go to bot, because who cares about Garen?
Right, yeah, that makes way more sense.
Like, that thinking is hell important.
Yeah.
Oh, here he goes. The Pike.
Yeah, I actually forget what happened here.
I
don't know, they're chasing really hard.
Here we go, the Amumu is about to unleash. No, how anticlimactic.
I actually troll here really bad. Like, the fight should just be over here, right? Because Pike gets chunked really hard.
If I were you, I would save your Cocoon here, by the way, because Amumu looks tanky as fuck. Yeah, like, because they don't know you're here, right? Because you've swept, or you got a pink in here.
Yeah.
And you can maybe catch someone over the wall, right? Like, right now, you could even, like, sit in Fog Bro to the right. What I was saying before, you could just sit here.
Yeah.
Now, even here.
Oh, there?
Yeah, just sit here, because as soon as you cocoon like Victor or Graves, you can easily one-shot them. Oh, maybe not easily, because Cat's not here. But, like, you've got every single ult to use on them.
Yeah, it'll be a better situation than trying to burst a Mumu, for sure.
Yeah, and he's got... You even looked here, and I think you pinged his Merc Treads, did you? But you definitely looked at them and hovered over him. So, like, you know he has Treads, and he doesn't really mean much if you kill him, right? But if you can cocoon Graves or Victor, it's fucking big. Like, I think Graves is dead with Seraphine ult and Pike ult.
No, I 100% agree. Looking back at it. Yeah, I trolled that.
It's fine, bro. I don't really worry too much about mechanics.
Just whiffed, but yeah, I think part of that is I think I'm like overthink things when I'm learning a champion. Like I don't I guess in a way it's limit testing, I guess. Like I just kind of like run at them and see. I don't know. But I can never kill a Mumu there. But
I just want, bro, like at the end of this, hopefully, and we're pretty much like out of time, but hopefully, like, yes, some of it is at least like that's kind of at least specific, where you're cocooning someone who, you know, just doesn't know you're there. But you could apply that on any champion, right? Like if I'm playing Shaco there, if I'm playing Shaco there, I'm gonna hide over the wall and I'm just gonna like queue over, put a box down behind like Graves or Victor. I don't care about a Mumu. If you're playing Sejuani there, you're not gonna queue into a Mumu, right?
Yep.
And like how you path this game, it's gonna be the same, man, no matter, or maybe not like the exact same pathing, but like how you think about the jungle should be very, very similar.
Yeah, universal to most champs. Yeah.
That's it, right? Like if jungle meta changes, let's just say jungle champions now become AD carries and AD carries become junglers, like challenger junglers like, you know, Tarzan and all the top fucking Korean pros, they're all still going to be challenger.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not like who you play. You still know, like, should know mechanically, like, what to do in them and stuff and be adequate. But it's all about how you play your role. Like, that's what challenger is. And hopefully, like, we've got into a bunch of shit here. And yeah, it's been helpful.
No, that was really helpful. Yeah, I appreciate that.
No worries, man. Do you have any like other questions about this game or anything?